Hello, welcome back to Struckfires, and this is part 2 of the NE245 Module 2 ball bouncing and rolling to a stop. So we left off at just getting the keyframes, so we can go ahead and play that. And no matter what our timing is, I mean, this is the place to go ahead and mess around with timing. And we can do that now, we can do that later. I think we're pretty close, and I would like to get the other translate keyframes in there as well before we start making changes to the timing. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and stop it. Go back to frame 0. Make sure you have your translate controller on. And go to Windows, Animation Editors, Graph Editor. And we can kind of see what's happening here, okay, with the keyframes. Alright. Alright, so again, you guys got a good understanding that what we have is we have the Y direction. Okay, we've got 0, we've got 10. You can see that went from 10 with the height difference. Okay, and you can see how this is all looking, how this looks. And if we did select everything, we know that these are all called tangents, and then we can take these tangents and change these by selecting the little, they look like little, once you click on a tangent, you see these little bars that go across. They're just Bezier curves. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to focus on something. Let's say we just want to focus on these two guys here. We can just hit the F key. Okay, a lot of times I'll do that just to get a better look at what we have. Okay, and what we want to do is that it's kind of like the bouncing ball, just the ball bouncing up and down. We need to have ease in and ease out, so we need to break all the bottom tangents. Okay, we need to break all the bottom tangents. Now you can look at your ball, and for some reason I did not keyframe this properly, because it should be up to 1, so I need to fix that. So when it hits, it should just go to 1. So I'm gonna make that adjustment there. There we go. All right, that looks better. Okay, it was going through the floor. Okay, so again, I'm just gonna select these guys right here, hit the F key. And now I'm going to go in here and break this tangent. Okay, and I'm going to do this side over here too as well. So I'm going to break this tangent. We can do all of them at once if we want to, right? So it's just going to break those tangents until the ball becomes flatlined, and that's basically done right there. So we're going to go ahead and break those bottom tangents. To do that, I've got to go in here and go to break tangents. Okay, there we go. So all the tangents are broken. So now I can go and zoom in here and just work on one at a time and move that up. Okay, so we get a nice fall. Be careful not to go above. If you go above, what's going to happen is the ball is going to go up and then come back down. And that's not what a ball will do. It'll just go down. So get as flat as you can right here. Sometimes if you click on that, you can see that's still pretty flat. If you go up a little bit too high, you notice that that line goes up, and that actual ball will actually move up at that point. So just be really careful not to go above a certain threshold, above that line that goes across here. Okay, and then with this one, you do the same thing. Okay, and just kind of follow that whole trajectory down this whole entire thing, and this will take some time. Okay, and just be careful not to go too extreme, too far with it, but this will give us a sense of weight. The ease in and ease out will give your ball this sense of weight, make it look a lot more realistic. So let's just go ahead and get that all finagled and looking good. Okay, and the last one was right. Well, I guess we got one more. Okay. And the funny thing is, once the ball gets pretty close to the ground or loses all its energy, it kind of tends to kind of vibrate a little bit, depending on how bouncy the ball is. This looks kind of extreme here. Let me pull that back a little bit, because we can push that pretty far, but let's just see how it looks. I gotta be careful. All right, good. Just kind of, all right, so that's our next step. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that and see what we have. I keep hitting that Windows key, sorry about that. So I'm going to go ahead and play that. Much better. Now it has a sense of weight. Okay, so now in the next video, we're going to go ahead and go through how to start moving the ball forward and keyframing the forward movement along the X direction. All right, I'll see you in the next video.